Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars gaming news video of mine. And in this video I won't be talking about Battlefront, but I will be talking about another Star Wars shooter game. And a few weeks ago I made a video talking about how Zynga, the mobile behemoth they are, the creators of Farmville among other titles, partnered with Disney to create Star Wars games for mobile. And over the last couple of weeks, literally nothing's gone off, except that it was a job listing for a Star Wars shooter under Zynga's brand Natural Motion that will be working on this game, or this set of Star Wars games. So let's talk about that in just a moment, but I want to give some background to Star Wars shoot games on mobile. So Star Wars Rivals was a third-person shooter game, and that had just been cancelled in September, just about a month ago, when the news broke when Zynga would be working on Star Wars mobile games. It was announced back in January of this year. The game actually had been launched in Australia, Canada and New Zealand in June, so you could download it and play it. You didn't need to join a beta or anything, it was just a simple download. A fully released game, they was just constantly updating it, but it's no longer available to be downloaded, the servers are going offline, and the in-app purchases did get disabled before they went offline. And I was looking at gameplay, and I noticed there seemed to be a lot of inspiration from Battlefront 2015. They must have used assets and made them and turned them into mobile ready assets, because the shooting mechanics, the way the guns overheat, the cooldown, that sort of stuff, it was identical to Battlefront 2015. Even some of the maps actually looked very similar and reminiscent of how the maps worked and were laid out in the previous game. So I think they probably would have taken a lot of inspiration for that and tried to put it into mobile. Ultimately, it got shut down. However, a job listing recently came up at Boss Alien, and Boss Alien is a company that is under the Natural Motion brand, and they're currently owned by Zynga. They made CSR Racing among other games. And the job is for a creative director in the UK, and this is the summary and purpose of the job. So the interesting part is that it states, as creative director, you'll be the vision holder for a new premier mobile shooter set in the Star Wars universe. First and foremost, you must have a deep love and intuitive feel for shooter gameplay, and understands not only the broad strokes of the genre as it has been developed over the last 25 years, but also deeply understand the nuances that make it tick and what sets a best-in-class shooter apart from ones that are simply good. Now this is quite interesting because, you know, we've had Battlefront 2 come out last year, and it didn't have a great launch, but it's still going on and it will continue throughout 2019. And I feel like this mobile game is going to be coming out, potentially some sort of beta within the next 8 months or so. It seems like it's going to be a bit further off than typical mobile games, because you can create a really quick mobile game, get it out really quick. But the way it states premier mobile shooter, it's not just simply good, it also references to AAA in the job description as well, which is not always used unless it's trying to be almost last-gen console quality with graphics and gameplay, that sort of stuff. Now, another thing I want to take into consideration is that over the last year, PUBG and Fortnite have been absolutely huge, not just on console and PC, but on mobile as well. You know, we have PUBG in China that has like 100+ million users. We have Fortnite that is raking in so much money in app purchases from just cosmetic skins on mobile alone. You know, it was the highest grossing app for a long time on the App Store. And I'm not saying this could be a battle royale game, but it could potentially have some sort of resemblance to those games, because, you know, we have Battlefront, which is a huge console shooter. It's very, very well done, and it just wouldn't seem right to have some sort of Star Wars Rivals rebirth. You know, it could be a battle royale, it could have something similar, or it could be completely nothing to do with that. But I'm just sort of theorising. Look, we've had 2 games specifically on mobile, PUBG and Fortnite, that have been absolutely huge. And I don't know if you guys know, but there are plenty of new smartphones specifically coming out of manufacturers in China that are very gaming focused. So they'll include cases that allow you to connect controllers, or they'll even have, you know, special gaming modes and stuff like that in the software. And this is very heavily based around Battle Royale genre, PUBG, they're doing massive tournaments, this kinds of stuff. And one of the major questions around this game is, will it be pay to win? You know, Battlefront 2 had a lot of controversy when it did release, and EA have stayed well clear from that and won't make the same mistake again. But with mobile, it's sort of okay to be pay to win with most games. Games can be pay to win, whatever, except Fortnite changed that. It did not have any pay to win elements. It's made hundreds of millions of dollars just off cosmetics, even just on mobile. So what if this game takes inspiration from Battlefront 2, where you can just use credits and crystals to purchase skins, or goes down the Fortnite route where it has some sort of pass and you get skins, or just skins, you know. It doesn't have to be pay to win, and if it is a pay to win shooter in the Star Wars franchise, it's going to be heavily criticised. Even on mobile, it's got that Star Wars brand, and I'm sure Disney want to avoid any sort of pay to win fiasco, just like they did with Battlefront 2. It was huge, and honestly, if this game ends up having pay-to-win elements, it's dead in the water. Simple as that. It has to be cosmetic only. But let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this. I thought it would be interesting because I wouldn't have covered it probably otherwise if it was a non-interesting genre of game. But seeing as my channel's focused around shooters, specifically Battlefront, and shooters are my favourite genre, I thought there'd be some of you guys out there that, you know, would want to know about this. I know a bunch of you play Galaxy of Heroes. Some of you had even told me that you'd played Star Wars Rivals. Some of you played Star Wars Commander. You know, there's a lot of gamers out there that do play mobile games, especially Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan and you want to play Star Wars on the go, there is a lot of options out there. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. I'll keep my eyes out for any other news like this. I'll be definitely making videos on updates if we get some sort of leak, or if something gets announced, like the title of the game, any information, whatever. I'll be covering it in the future because it's somewhat interesting to me, and I hope it's useful to you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you missed them, and I shall see you all in my next video. Goodbye.